are the Padres, who are currently chasing the slumping Dodgers and in a wild card position themselves, very likely, in my opinion, to be a playoff team. Are they going to trade a starting pitcher like Dylan Cease, who they worked so hard to acquire? Guess what? You know he's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. It is really hard to let a pitcher pitch to free agency. I've done it. We did it with AJ Burnett. When you think you're in a race, sometimes you bite the bullet and you say, we're not moving him. We need him pitching for us every 5 days if we have any hope of winning. But then it's so tempting because you have an opportunity in this market to cash in on Cease and to churn him. I don't put anything past or above or below AJ Preller. Well, everything's below, or everything's above would be the expression. But this one interested me. Don't look at his 3-10 record, though that's significant. His ERA of 4.5, not ideal. His whip is 1.3, suboptimal. He allows 3 or more runs almost every time he pitches. Obviously, that's how you get a 4.5 ERA. Think about that. The problem is, the games he loses, he's bad. The games he wins, he's so good that it's tantalizing. You look at him and you say, wow, I could see myself writing down this name in a game one lineup. And when you've got a name that you're willing to write down in a game one lineup, you don't trade that player. It doesn't matter the value that you're getting back. It doesn't matter if you win the trade and you match the wars and you match the analytics and you do all these various things. The fact is, when you have a name, and this is not analytical, this is just running a baseball team. When you have a name that goes in the one hole, there is no return. Now, when you've got a name that goes in the one hole and you're not going to have a game one, totally different. The Padres are going to have a game one. And when you've got the game one, you cannot make a change. Are there other pitchers who could, in a rational way, be the game one? And you could say, I think we're good. Let's see if we can get an overpay. Let's see if we can get the Yankees to be desperate, or any of the contending teams who need starting pitching, which is just about everyone. I just firmly believe, Coca, when you are looking at the Padres and what they're trying to do, I do not believe that they will trade him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a wait to see here, Coca. A wait to see is when we say something's going to happen. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, fine. We will make this official. The Padres will not trade Dylan Cease before July 31st. That's an official wait to see. The market is going to develop and finish all in the next 7 days. We are a week away from the trade deadline. It's July 31st, and there are not a ton of starting pitchers out there. And when you looked at a game and you think about the Padres and the Marlins, and you watch Sandy Alcantara pitch, you watch Dylan Cease pitch, what would you do? How do you value what you're going to offer? Is there a way to pry a game one name? And here's the other part when you're trading for a game one name. We were talking on the Blair and Barker show about the Blue Jays before they ended up with this 5-game division lead. And don't at me. I know the standings say 4, but from the beginning of the show, it's 5. The Blue Jays don't really have a game one name. If they could acquire a game one name, they ought to. Sandy Alcantara is a game one name. He doesn't pitch every time like a game one starter. And when I say every time, I'm not expecting a game one name to have no blemishes throughout 30 plus starts. That is not, our expectation is we want our number one starter to have 33 starts, 200 innings, and we want out of those 33 starts, the most is 3 starts which look like a blemish, which means that 30 times you are going to have an opportunity for your team to win if you get some offense. 3 times the pitcher will lay an egg. You're still a number one starter, a game one name. Sandy, who went 7 innings and gave up no earned runs in the game, He's got 2 years of team control, which makes him extremely valuable on the market. There are teams like the Marlins when we added where we did not want team control. We wanted to acquire rentals because we would take on the money and then, regardless of what would happen, you move on and reallocate the payroll to natural raises or to other free agents. There are teams who value the 2 years of control at a reasonable number, which Sandy has, and that would make him more valuable to teams than Dylan Cease. Who would you rather have, Dylan or Sandy? I think it's clear that when you are paying Sandy $17 million a year and you look at the season he's had and then realize that he's recovering and that next year you would fully expect him to be the Sandy that he has been, and you get that at what really is a number 5 starter cost. Think about where Seth Lugo, who's on the market as well. I believe, Coca, that Seth Lugo is at $15 million per year. So Sandy at only $2 million more than Seth Lugo. It's not even a question where you'd rather go. On the other hand, the price to acquire is very different. The price to acquire is that you have, when it's a expiring player, a true rental, a true free agent, the price to acquire is going to be less than bringing on a person who is under control.